Hi, everyone. Pastor Will here. Welcome to the Forum Preview, episode 23 for this weekend, June 28th and 29th, 2024. I'm here with Melissa Gordon. She is the Director of Advancement for Pregnancy Solutions. And this week's Forum Preview is all about the Pregnancy Solutions organization. They are a monthly outreach partner that is a part of our outreach committee, and we're so glad to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much. We appreciate having this opportunity.
Yeah, we're ready to learn more about your organization. So
right.
I've got some questions I want to ask you. Let's start off with some introduction and a background. Can you tell us about what Pregnancy Solutions is and what inspired the founding of this organization?
Yeah, absolutely. So we started in 2001. And at first we were just a crisis call line.
Okay.
So we were just a phone number that women could call if they were experiencing a crisis pregnancy, and there would be a friendly voice on the other end there with wisdom and just to pray with them and whatever they needed in that moment. And that first year we served 4 people, and we're thrilled to do it. But after we kind of established the hotline, we always like to ask the question, what can we do next? And so obviously the next step was to have a brick and mortar where women could come and be served in person and have a pregnancy test that was no cost. There's a lot of financial concerns a lot of times when people find out they're pregnant. And so the brick and mortar was the next step. And that's how we got started. And Venice was our first office that we've opened up.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the primary mission then? What's the vision behind Pregnancy Solutions here in Venice?
Yeah, so we just want to come around men, women, and youth with life-affirming options and support. We look to tear down any barriers that anybody has to a life choice, and then we want to be building bridges in the community with churches and other organizations that we can connect our clients with. We want to provide first-rate, confidential, compassionate medical care for them when they're here. And that's why we exist. We just want to help them to tear down, that's primarily tearing down the barriers that prevent that life choice.
To make good choices.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the services here at Pregnancy Solutions. What are the type of services you offer to those who come in looking for help?
All right. We have a pregnancy test as the first step. So most of the time it's the mom who calls and makes the first appointment because she suspects that she's pregnant. And we can do that pregnancy test here for free. We offer a document called a proof of pregnancy, which a lot of other places like the health department and other organizations charge a fee for getting that document. And that's the document that you need to get whatever services that you need if you want to apply for Medicaid or, other things like that. You need this document. So we provide that here at no cost.
Okay.
And so that's a lot of times why somebody comes here first, is because our services are free to them. And then we offer them an ultrasound also at no cost. All of our services are no cost to the client. So first the pregnancy test, and we also do STI testing during that time. And if they have a negative pregnancy test, then we get to talk with them about abstinence. We get to talk to them about lifestyle choices and, what led them to be here today and how they might make some different choices for the future moving forward. So that's really powerful. The ultrasound is really great. That's when we get the first glimpse of baby. And we do it all permission based. We don't coerce our clients into seeing the baby on the screen or hearing the heartbeat. It's permission based. Would you like to see the baby? Would you like to hear the heartbeat? And if they do, then we go ahead and give them the opportunity to do that. And it's just really a beautiful moment. It's undeniable life in that moment. And so we get to process what they're feeling as they see that and as they hear that with them, and kind of be there while they're kind of responding to what they're experiencing. And that's just really cool. Beyond that, we have parenting classes for moms and dads that involves mentorship, education, and the material support. So they earn points for participating in our class. They can come every week. They sit down one-on-one with a mentor and just talk about life and what's going on and how it went when they told their parents or how it went when they told their partner. We just get to be a friend to them during that. And then we fill in the gaps where they might be feeling uncomfortable and not so confident as a parent. We get to fill that in with education, earn points. They get to shop in our boutique.
They get to shop in the boutique, and we saw that. You'll see that here.
Yeah, so shortly. They get to stock up on all the things they need for their growing family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great holistic approach to an important topic. Do you have any, can you share any success stories or testimonials from clients per se?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We have so many clients come in and they're in some kind of a crisis state, and we have just begun a partnership with HopeSync where you can actually receive a text message in the moment that says, hey, we're meeting with an abortion-minded client. Please pray for them and get a little bit about their situation. We've had 3 or 4 of those just last week and a couple already this week. So we get a lot of those coming in. And one time we had a young girl. She was 17. She actually was referred here from the pediatrician. So we get referrals from all over the place. Unfortunately, there had been a little bit of a misunderstanding. We're always very upfront and honest about what we do and do not do. We do not perform abortions. We do not refer for abortions here. But that got lost in translation at the pediatrician. So she thought she was coming here to have an abortion. So that they were a little bit, when you're in that state, you're kind of in this panic mode. And so emotions were high. And, we were able to diffuse the situation. We were able to talk to the girl and the mom. And they both came in our doors thinking they were going to have an abortion and wanting an abortion. And so we were able to talk to mom. Well, the 17-year-old girlfriend the 17-year-old girl, her boyfriend was calling her and texting her. He did not want her to have an abortion. And he was like, I'll do whatever it takes. And we were able to get him there and talk to everybody together. And by the time they left there, they had all agreed that they were going to keep the baby and parent the baby. Whether they end up together as a couple or not, they're going to co-parent the baby, and they're coming to classes regularly. So it's not like they make that choice for life and then it's good luck out there.
Yeah.
It's let's help you navigate your way out of the situation that you're in and onto more stable ground. So they get to come regularly, and we just get to be mentors to them as they navigate this next season.
So there's the pun intended, there's the birth of this whole relationship then.
That absolutely. Yes. And so now baby's on the way, and mom and dad both are getting equipped for that.
Yeah. Wow. Great story. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about the volunteers and the staff here. You have a great staff. What role do the volunteers play here at Pregnancy Solutions? How can someone get involved? How could a member of our congregation?
That's a great question. We need a lot of volunteers. We have a lot of rooms in here that are empty at any given time of the day. And if we had a volunteer, we would be able to operate at max capacity. We have volunteers in a couple of different roles. So first of all, volunteers can help us in that boutique, which you'll see in a little bit. We really do protect the boutique feel. We want it to feel special. I love Goodwill. I love Salvation Army. I love some thrift stores. But we just want this to feel more like St. Armand's Circle or, downtown Venice when they walk in here. We want it to be something special to them that maybe they don't get to experience on a regular basis. And so volunteers are overseeing the boutique. They keep that looking beautiful and special for our clients. That's one way volunteers can be involved. And then we need client advocates. We need dads who can be dad coaches. And literally what we're doing right now, just sitting down and having a conversation. If you can have a conversation with another person and be friendly, that's all it takes to be a client advocate. And so we need dads who are willing to sit down with dads. We need women who are willing to sit down with moms and just checking in with them weekly. How's it going? How are your doctor's appointments going? Were you able to get a job last week? Did you follow up with that interview I referred you to? Just asking questions and being a friend to them. Yes. So we don't put volunteers in high, emotional situations. Our volunteers are not meeting with those crises, coming in the door. I think we're having an abortion. The volunteers aren't dealing with that. So the volunteers are running those classes. So people who have already made the choice for life and just want to strengthen their skills and have a mentor. That's what we need our volunteers to do.
This is very much then an intergenerational ministry.
Yes.
In that you, moms and dads that have decades of experience with children and probably grandchildren now, could come and share that experience with the younger generation here in Venice.
That's great. And that's really something that's missing in our culture and society as a whole, is this intergenerational mixing and the passing down of wisdom.
So what does Pregnancy Solutions do then in terms of raising awareness about your organization and the community?
Yeah, that's great. We have 2 major fundraising events every year. Okay. And so during those 2 events, we are all over social media. We're trying to get invited into churches to speak. We are at community events. We are at health fairs. We are at all the chamber events in 4 different chambers. And so we're just out there pounding the pavement, making sure that people have heard the name Pregnancy Solutions and understand who we are and who we are not.
And who you're not.
Yes.
Yeah, which is very, very important.
Yes.
How can the whole community, how can we support your organization and your mission and your vision and especially in the challenges that you all have or are currently facing right now? How can we help?
I think that a few ways. One is, if anybody's able to volunteer, that's super helpful. Also, financial support is really important, but also just being aware of what we do, coming to see it for yourself. We would love to offer a tour to anybody who would like to come and see what we do here in person. The more people who know who we are and have vetted us, the more clout we have in the community, the more reliable we are, the more people can trust us. So we want people to know who we are and not be confused. We don't want those situations where people are confused about what we do. Also, there's this narrative about pregnancy centers like us being fake clinics. And so it's really important to know that we have a nurse manager. We've got 2 RNs on staff. Our ultrasound technicians are certified in everything that they do. So we do everything on the up and up. We do have legitimate medical services. So just helping us to fight that narrative in society, when you hear it, that would be really great. And just knowing that, I don't know what your congregation is, like the makeup of your congregation, but something else that I didn't mention, we do support after abortion. So we don't refer or perform abortions here, but we find that people have had them. So some of our clients come to us and have had previous abortions. And while the majority of our clients do choose life, there are a few who don't. And so we want to be here for them in the aftermath of that. So anybody who's experienced a prior abortion or is going through that, more recently, we want to be here for them. So we have a support after abortion that we can walk them through. We had a 70-year-old man come into this office one day. We thought he was lost. We don't get a whole lot of 70-year-old male clients. And so we thought, can we help you? And it turns out that he had seen our support after abortion sticker on a magazine in a doctor's office or something and came here. And he said that when he was 20 years old and in college, he was part of an abortion decision and he has carried the weight. He said, I can't carry it anymore. And we were able to help him walk through that and heal from that after 50 years. So just know that that's there.
Thank you for sharing that. And that's why we're here doing this interview today, so that you at Emmanuel can learn more about Pregnancy Solutions and you can be an advocate for them in the community as well. Let's talk about some future goals. Do you have any future goals or projects you're working on? And how do you envision Pregnancy Solutions in the next year or a couple of years to come?
Actually, a lot has changed recently. On May 1st, there was some legislation that came into play in our state that kind of changed how we have done things. We had to hire some additional medical staff, and we've had to change our approach a little bit just to adapt to this new legislation. And so that's all still very new. We're our heads are still kind of spinning from that. We were prepared. We put these measures into place, and so we're doing it. But that has been our kind of future future goal for a
Mhm.
while. So now we're having the opportunity to look ahead. We just want to shore up those things and make sure that we're doing those with excellence before we move on. But we do have in our office in Port Charlotte a map, and we keep track of where our clients are coming from and how many clients are coming from different areas. And that's how we decide where to grow into which community next. So we just opened last year in Arcadia, and that's because we noticed a lot of clients coming from Arcadia for that first appointment.
Oh, wow.
But it's a long commute.
Yes.
And so they're not getting that weekly long-term,
It's harder
touch
to
points.
build that relationship.
Yes. And you can't help them to navigate out of tough circumstances in one visit.
Okay.
And so we keep an eye on that. And that's kind of how we decide where we're growing. So we're keeping our eye on where the next potential growth is. And hopefully pretty soon we'll be able to open our doors elsewhere where there's need.
Yeah, a growing ministry. Let's see here. Let's talk about your client confidentiality and safety. How do you ensure that the confidentiality and safety?
Yes, so we are HIPAA compliant. So we follow the HIPAA protocols for everything. Our clients have a portal, the same that you would have at any medical office, where they have their patient portal that they can access. And so information is not shared in-house via email or anything like that. We don't use any name. If we need to send an email regarding a client, we are HIPAA compliant, doesn't have any details that where that could be leaked or found out about. And we protect our clients' privacy by scheduling things like this for when there's no clients in the office. So we are mindful of that when we schedule tours or invite people in. We make sure that's at a time that there's no clients here.
So we talked about the need for volunteers. You also need funding as well, right? So how can individuals like the members of Emmanuel, how can the local businesses in the Venice area and others, maybe there's those that have foundations or trusts that they want to give, how can we contribute to Pregnancy Solutions?
So we do have two main fundraisers every year. They are the gala that is every November, December, depending on how the Thanksgiving date falls, but it's in November or December. And then the Walk for Life in spring. So we would love to invite you to be part of that. We also just would like to let you know that all of our services, like I have said, are offered at no cost to our clients. They're not free to us. So if you want to think of it in terms, it costs us about $50 per class for every time a dad or a mom comes in for that class. So if you think in terms of how many classes you would like to sponsor a client for, that's one great way to think of it. And our ultrasounds run us at about $120 for us. So if you think about that in terms of that, we have foundations who are like, I want to help you do 100 ultrasounds this year, things like that. So that's $50 for the class, $120 for the ultrasound.
Okay, that's a good way. That's a good way of looking at it. So then what are the best ways for us to get in touch with you? So now that we know how to give, what's the best way to get in touch with you if we have more questions and we want to learn more about it?
Absolutely. We'd love for you to join us on Facebook, our Friends of PS page. That's where we post pictures of the babies who come in here. And it's where you get your updates on our clients who are graduating their program. We see them till their babies are 18 months old. And so we take pictures when they graduate and have their certificate and their 18-month-old baby. And that's a lot of fun. So we'd love to have you keep updated on that. We would love to invite you to visit our website, www.pregnancysolutions.org. And at our website, you can click to join our newsletter. We send the newsletter out every month. That's where you get your dates for those fundraisers and you get your updates on how you can be praying for us. We include a prayer needs list in there every week every month. And then also what we need in our boutique. All of the items in our boutique are donated from the community. So sometimes we run out of size 4 diapers or baby boy onesies. And so we'll include that in the newsletter and then let our deal shoppers help supply those things. So best way is to visit our website, get on our newsletter. And also on our website, you can join that prayer team that I was just talking about. If you'd like to get a text message in the moment when we're meeting with an abortion-minded client or have something that's emotionally charged going on in office, if you're somebody who likes to stop and pray in the moment, we'd love for you to get on that list.
So there's lots of ways to help. You can give, you can come and volunteer, you can check out the website. All kinds of different ways that you can participate here with Pregnancy Solutions. We're however the Holy Spirit moves
Mhm.
you. They need your help. And so this interview is just barely scratching the surface. So if you feel moved to learn more about this organization and then just share your gifts and your time and your talent and your finances, they would love to have you a part of it.
Yes,
Melissa Gordon,
absolutely.
thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for the time here. Check them out on the web, check them out online, Pregnancy Solutions, and they are our outreach emphasis for this month. Anything you can do to help would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching the forum preview for this weekend. We'll see you this weekend in worship. God bless. God is with you. Take care.